Hi, Matilda. How are you today?
Hi, Shay. I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm so excited to just be doing this testimonial with you, and thank you so much. Uh,
Yeah.
just answer how you want. I would love if you just shared kind of the before and the after. I got to work with you in a couple different ways, which is super exciting, and I want to talk about that. It's like we did our one-on-one coaching together, and then you were able to do my womxn program. So
Mhm.
a little more focus on the menstrual cycle with that. But I would love to know, just based off of our one-on-one time together in those few months, what was the your life kind of like before and then after having gone through all the work we did?
Yeah. Um, so I wasn't even looking for coaching when you were introduced to me by my friend. Um, but when we started to talk, I remember sharing about how I'd already done a lot of soul searching and work, but I just felt like I hadn't found the thing that was going to support me the best. So my work I had been doing was around anxiety and around figuring out what was next for me in my career and my greater goals. So life beforehand looked like working at a job that I liked but didn't love, that I was good at but didn't see a big future in, and knowing that there was something bigger for me but not knowing what it was and feeling kind of stuck in the awkward in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, after doing our one on one coaching, the actual result is that I am now in my second week of being a full fledged yoga and dance teacher. I'm like totally work for myself. I can own my business, which is Movement with Matilda. Um, yeah, and it's not just like, oh, I'm doing it. I'm actually making enough money to pay off my debt, save, and get ready for bigger goals in the future. And then emotionally, what that looks like is I don't feel stuck. I feel really clear, not fuzzy anymore.
Yay. I know. I'm so happy. Like, that's like the best feeling. And just like watching you move through
Yeah,
each of the fears was so beautiful and amazing. I'm just so proud of you.
thank you.
I love that. What would you say in the one-on-one container that we had together was like your biggest breakthrough and takeaway that you feel you use pretty much daily in your life?
I feel like the deep meditative exercises that we did together on the live one-on-one calls where I got to access past memories or like kind of like blind spots I didn't even know were there, and then maybe forgive myself for something that I did or see a situation in a new light. That really made a difference, and I don't know how to put that into like one
Yeah.
sentence or
So
anything, but it's like putting one more thing from the past in the past so it no longer has to weigh heavy on me in the day to day.
amazing. And in the work that we were doing, how would you say you approach your life differently now?
Well, you definitely helped me create some habits that I've been wanting to create for a long time. Like I journal every morning and every night. I meditate at least 5 times a week. I mean, sometimes up to 10.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Yeah. And so I just feel like those practices are something I wanted, and now that I did them all through our program, having you as my accountability and someone who could show me that in your own life they made a difference, it just helps me stay in tune with myself and keep up the clear feeling.
I love that. Yes. And then I know we did so much amazing work in our one-on-one stuff together, but you also got to take my group course, which was so fun to have you in there as well. And the group course is Womb Wisdom, as you know, and we talked a lot more about the menstrual cycle, and that was something that you were wanting to learn more on as well. In speaking to the course, what would you say
Yes.
your relationship is now with your body and cycle?
I would say my relationship is that my body is amazing and that nothing is wrong with it during that time of the month. And my biggest takeaway is the calendar. To create my calendar around the phases of my cycle versus just creating my calendar and then dealing with my cycle. So I'm really enjoying playing with how I set it up so that I can enjoy my energy when I have it, and then I can nurture my energy when it's a little lower.
Yes, yes, yes. I love that. That's beautiful to hear. And I know for some women, like coaching in general is so new to them. They may have never
Mhm.
worked with a coach before. How do you feel having been in both the one-on-one container and the group aspect? Like what would you say the pros were for you for both?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I think it depends on your personality, which one you would resonate with more, but I think the one-on-one is nice because you get to go a little deeper, and it's easier sometimes to share more intimate fears or goals with just one person who's not going to tell anyone before before you really are ready to like share with the world or your partner or whoever it might be. So I think that's a big pro of the one-on-one, just going deeper, having a really safe space. But then the big pro for me of the group was just hearing the other women's perspectives, their journeys and their takeaways, because sometimes I wouldn't really remember something from the module or think about it as deeply. And then the other person would say something like, oh yeah, and write a note about that. So deeper in that way.
Amazing. Yeah, that is so true. In the one on one, we did get to go deep, and in the group, you get to feed and bounce off of each other. So I absolutely love hearing those takeaways for you. And in saying that, you've gotten to work with me on like all spectrums, which is so magical for me and
Yeah.
to witness your growth and transformation. How would you describe me as a
Oh, you're fun.
coach?
You are deep and fun. You are knowledgeable, confident, and connected. One of the things that I admired the most was your ability to be with all types of communication and being open to my feedback. Because I was going through all the ups and downs, and sometimes I was like, but I don't want to talk about that, or, whatever came
Yeah.
up, and you were just great with all of it. I didn't have to be a certain way. So great with communication.
I so appreciate those words. Thank you.
Mm.
And in speaking to that, for a woman who is thinking of working with me, whether that's one on one or in the program, and as you know, you come out on the other side, fears can come up, the investment can be scary. What advice would you give to her and recommend to her in making her decision?
Mm. I would recommend, if you feel drawn to Shay and you feel in like your intuition or your gut, which you might not even totally understand yet, but if you kind of feel like an extra curiosity or pull towards working on yourself through the work that Shay provides, I would honestly say go for it. I mean, I didn't have all the money right away. Shay is still working with me, but I don't regret any part of it. The time commitment, the money commitment, the energy commitment. I would also just say, coming into it, set aside time to rest. At least for me, and I think for other people, this deep work, you may need more time for napping or journaling or like just processing. So know that there's a little extra time commitment to give to yourself throughout the process.
Yeah, you just get to completely nourish yourself. Would you say the investment was worth it for you?
Totally worth it. Oh my God.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for doing this. You are amazing, and I'm so excited to see what else you do.
Yes, thank you so much.